Hello, everybody. Mark Bryant here with the Big South Conference, and time for another guide to the Big South Network, this time for the very important week of November 12th through 18th. We have a lot, and I do mean a lot, going on right now. It's the crossroads of seasons. It's championship time. So many things and so many games of great import, and all of them on the Big South Network. Why aren't you subscribing if you're not? You, sitting right there. Okay, come on. You can order by the game, by the sport, by the season, by the year. Lots of opportunities, even by the championship. And let's look at championships first, because it's Men's Soccer Championship Week, and very important to alert you to a change, because we told you about this a little bit last week, and it's been publicized. It's not going to start the 12th because Ida had her way, hurricane and tropical storm, and then a lot of rain. Ida came through, and the result, everything's being pushed back a day for the quarters and the semifinals. So round one will happen on November 13th, and then the semifinals on the 14th, and the championship on the 15th. That was as scheduled, so they'll lose the day off in the middle. Your lineup real fast, the Friday quarterfinals, noon, Winthrop Gardner-Webb, that's a 4-5 seed game. 2:30, Coastal Carolina VMI. Coastal, the top seed, that's a 1-8 game there. At 5 o'clock, Liberty UNC Asheville. Liberty, the 3 seed, in a 3-6 matchup. And the 2-7 matchup, High Point, the 2nd seed, against Radford, 7:30 kick. So all things being equal, of course, the women's soccer schedule had so many overtimes and penalty kicks they didn't keep to it, but that's the order. And that is Friday. All 4 games, you get them for one price. And then semifinals on Saturday. Those games slated for 4 o'clock and 7 o'clock on Saturday the 14th. Championship Sunday at 2 o'clock. And we'll know who the Big South men's soccer champion is at that point. So, moving on from soccer to volleyball. And this is another season in its closing stages. We've got 4 regular season matches left to show you. 2 on Friday the 13th. As Coastal visits UNC Asheville. That's a 7 o'clock start. High Point at Charleston Southern, also at 7. And then on Saturday the 14th, Winthrop at Asheville at 2. Radford at PC at 2. So you've got a couple more looks at UNC Asheville. Asheville vying for that lead and that top seed against Liberty. They're a clear 1-2 right now, pretty much. And then Winthrop and Coastal Carolina, the 3-4 pretty well locked in, but jockeying for position between them. So we'll have to see with Winthrop and Coastal each in action against Asheville in these games how it turns out. And you're saying if the regular season is ending, there must be a championship. There is, and it does start on the next week on November 19th. We've got Thursday, Friday, Saturday for you there. The 19th, 20th, and 21st for the quarterfinals, semifinals, and final 3 days in a row coming to you from Radford. So we'll remind you about this next week, but I know you won't forget. Volleyball Championship is here. Men's soccer this week, volleyball next week, and we just finished the Women's Soccer Championship this past weekend. Of course, congratulations to High Point, winners of the what we call the Upside Down tournament, as the lower seed actually won each successive match all the way to the championship. High Point broke that string, but it was completely upside down with a seeding upset in each of the first 6 games before finally the 7th seed High Point beat the 8th seed Winthrop in the final. Quite a tournament. So we'll see if the men's soccer and the volleyball can live up to that kind of drama. So we also have drama in football now. There's no tournament to play that drama out, but it will be settled on the field. And this week and next week, all about finishing strong for a couple teams that have started very strong. Here's the lineup. You see, Presbyterian College will be at Coastal Carolina. That's a 12:30 start, and that's Coach David Bennett against his alma mater, by the way, for Coastal. He went to PC. Then Stony Brook at Charleston Southern. Big game for Stony Brook. They're 4-0 in conference, want to stay undefeated because it sets up a big game next week against possibly Liberty, 4-0 coming in. They're at Gardner-Webb. Now, Gardner-Webb, of course, came out of the gate strong, had a couple tough conference losses in a row. So everybody in the Big South has at least 2 conference losses, except Stony Brook and Liberty, each 4-0, and possibly setting up a showdown between the 2 teams on the 21st. But first, they do have to get through these games here on the 14th. You see Stony Brook at Charleston Southern, Liberty at Gardner-Webb. Those are each 1:30 starts. Goodness only knows how much scoreboard watching there may be among those teams to see how that turns out. So there's your football lineup, the gridiron for the Big South. What else could there be? It's basketball season, folks. It is basketball season. Men's basketball, starting Friday the 13th, it is a wildly full lineup in men's and women's basketball on the courts of the Big South Conference. First, let's look at the men. And it's a military night on Friday the 13th because Navy is at Radford and Army is at VMI. And those are both 7 o'clock tips. Then at 7:30, College of Charleston at Coastal Carolina. Then on Saturday the 14th, you've got a lineup of 4 games, 2 at 4 o'clock, 2 at 7 o'clock. UNC Pembroke at High Point and Limestone College at Winthrop. And then the evening games, Covenant at Gardner-Webb and Southern Virginia at Liberty. But wait, there's more because we've got some games on the weeknights as well. One each for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Monday's game on the 16th, that is Montreat at Gardner-Webb, and then Lynchburg College at Radford on Tuesday, and West Virginia Wesleyan at VMI on Wednesday. And that takes you through the men's lineup. All in all, 10 men's games here in this week, and 8 women's games as well. And here's the women's lineup. We've got Southern Virginia at Coastal Carolina. That's a 5 o'clock start on Friday. Winston-Salem State at Liberty at 7. And tipping off at 8, Limestone at Charleston Southern. And University of Houston at Gardner-Webb. That's an 8 o'clock start for that one. Saturday the 14th, Newberry at UNC Asheville. That will begin at about 4:30. And a couple more games to get to. Again, on the weeknights, Winston-Salem State at Gardner-Webb. That is a Monday game, 6 o'clock tip-off, and 7 o'clock on Tuesday for both UNC Greensboro at Liberty and Coker College, the Cobras, at Winthrop. So that is your women's lineup. So 10 men's games, 8 women's games, 3 football games, a men's soccer tournament, 4 volleyball matches as we lead into the volleyball tournament. A little bit going on the Big South Network. So glad you could share it with us. A reminder, you can order these by the game. Better deal is by the sport, so that you get every game in men's basketball or women's basketball, or by the season if you get the winter pass that includes them both. It's really only $10 more than the men's package to get the men's and women's together in one solid subscription package. So look for that, and by the year. Of course, the annual is the best deal. Literally hundreds upon hundreds of events, about 600 plus Big South Conference events with one order, and it's all yours. So there you go. You can also find us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and our Big South Shout blog. Reminder, if you have any technical trouble, call our fan support with our web and streaming hosts at Jump TV. They are at 877-967-3267, or you can email them, fansupport@jumptv.com, or also fansupport@jumptvinc.com, jumptvinc.com. Those will both work. Be sure to specify in your subject technical support, billing, whatever your area of concern is, so they can help you faster, because that's the goal. Get your problem solved and get you back on the streaming. So there you have it. That is a quick run through what is a large number of events. And really appreciate you taking the time to join us and find out what the Big South Network has to offer. Now go visit us at BigSouthSports.com, the center of all our streaming activity and all our web activity. Links to all our affiliated sites and services can be found there at BigSouthSports.com. And look in the coming weeks and months as that site takes on a whole new look. We're in redevelopment now, so be ready for that. I'm Mark Bryant, coordinator of New Media for the Big South. Thanks again for watching. Have a great weekend and week ahead, and enjoy all the games.